Hello, I'm Fiona Murray from WLM St Luke's in Kennington. We're a local community hub that helps people sort out money problems. And at the moment, unfortunately, we're closed like a lot of places, but we are working on plans to reopen. But in the meantime, we thought we could do some short videos that might be helpful to give you tips and information around universal credit, how to apply, how to cut costs at the moment if things are a bit tight. So the first one we're doing is on universal credit. What actually is it? So what is universal credit? The idea is that it is simplifying the old benefit system, and it is easier to use in some ways, trickier in other ways, but it's for people who are on low incomes, whether you're in work, self-employed, unemployed or sick or disabled. Universal credit covers people in all these different situations. Big change from the old system is that you have to manage your account online. So you will need a smartphone, a tablet or a computer and also internet access. But there is a way around this if that is completely impossible for you. Universal credit is also paid monthly in arrears. The idea is that it's like a salary, that you get your money after about 5 weeks, and then ongoing it's paid once a month on the same date every month. And you get one payment that covers your living costs, your housing costs, and if you have children, there's a bit of extra money for caring for your children, as well as childcare costs if you are working and you need that. Universal credit can only be backdated 1 month, so it's really important that you apply as soon as possible. It is also really important that you just check if this is the right benefit for you, especially if you're already on working tax credit, child tax credit. It's worth getting advice just to double check before you make the application. A bit more background about universal credit. It replaces these 6 old benefits. So it replaces the old income-based job seekers allowance and employment and support allowance, JSA, ESA. So these are the ones that you got if you've never paid any national insurance or you hadn't paid any recently. These are the benefits that you'd have been entitled to. It also replaces income support and working tax credit and child tax credit. And finally, it replaces housing benefit, but not if you're in temporary or supported accommodation, then you still get housing benefit through the council. Universal credit does not replace personal independent payment, known as PIP, which used to be called DLA. That is the benefit that you get if you have a disability or a long-term health problem. It also doesn't replace child benefit. That carries on as before. And council tax support. If you get any help paying your council tax because you're on a low income, it could be called council tax support or council tax relief. That is separate from universal credit. So it's really important that you tell your local council about your change in circumstances, that you are now you have applied for universal credit. The only council I'm aware of at the moment that automatically does the change for you is Southwark. If in doubt, let your local authority know that you've changed to universal credit. So it's important that you check if universal credit is right for you. It will be the right benefit for most people, but if you've paid enough national insurance recently, you might be entitled to new style job seekers allowance or a new style employment support allowance. The DWP doesn't go for short snappy names. So these are something that you might be entitled to. It's worth getting advice. A couple of key things to remember about universal credit is when it comes to savings, if you've got savings of more than £16,000, you won't get any universal credit. And also, if you've got a partner who's working, their earnings count towards your sort of household income. So that will affect how much universal credit you get. A flatmate's income would not affect you, but a partner's would. There's a couple of really good online benefits calculators, Entitled To and Turn to Us, that you can use to double check what you might be entitled to and to maybe look at what benefit's right for you. Because you might end up claiming just universal credit, or you might actually have a combination of New Style GSA and universal credit. But it's a good idea if your situation's a bit complicated, or if you have paid national insurance recently, you might want to just get advice from an advice agency. This is especially important if you're on the old style benefits like tax credits, just to be sure that it's the right for you, because in a few cases applying for universal credit can actually make you worse off. And once you've started the application for this universal credit, you can't go back. So here's some contact numbers for some advice agencies in Lambeth and nationally. There's Brixton Advice Centre, Citizens Advice and Centre 70. At the moment, in middle of June, they are helping you on the phone, and also some are doing web chats or email advice. But that's a situation that, is ongoing and may change. But a good idea is this is where you can get advice. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that useful. We'd love your comments, suggestions of other things you might like us to do. There's contact information on this slide. And we'll be doing new videos coming up soon on how to apply for universal credit, how to maintain your account and make it work for you, and also how to cut costs and how to write a budget. Thank you.